Hi, welcome to the Online Jewelry Academy. I'm Professor John Ahr and I'm your instructor. Have you ever made something where you had a little corner that had a little extra solder in it and you thought, gee, I'll correct that. I'll just take a file and file it away, only to discover that you filed a notch in the other side? Well, the problem was that you probably chose the wrong file for that job. You might have chosen a square file, but that has teeth on all sides, and that would definitely cut into the side that you didn't want to touch. Likewise, even if you were smart enough to try a triangle file, there's still a few extra teeth on that edge, and you could end up with a little groove on the side. The correct file to use would be a barrette or barrette file. This is a file that has no teeth on the top or sides. It only has teeth concentrated on the bottom edge, and that way you could go against a side or a supporting base without leaving a mark. Now, in this video, what I intend to do is to show you how to fine-tune that file so that you never have any problems. And this is critical when you get into some stone setting operations. Now, the way that I'm going to correct that file is using a sharpening stone. Now, sharpening stones come in a lot of varieties. You can get combination stones, but the two that are most commonly sold at hardware stores are Arkansas stones and India stones. India stones are very coarse and they're used for heavy cleanup. Arkansas stones are a natural stone with a fine grain, and these are very common in shops for applying an edge to a tool. Now, whenever you use this stone, it's important that you oil the stone first. The reason why is, if you don't oil the stone, you can create too much heat and friction and crack the stone. But the other thing is you can clog the stone. Oiling the stone helps to float lemel up that can be wiped away so that your stone can be used over and over again. Now, if you have a sensitivity to petroleum-based products, common household or shop oils may not be something that you can work with because they irritate your skin. A good substitution is oil of wintergreen. Now, if it smells familiar, that's because it's commonly found in liniments. It'll smell like Bengay. But oil of wintergreen is perfectly safe to use, and it's available at most pharmacies. Now, what I want to do is I'm just going to take a brush, and I'm just going to apply some of this oil of wintergreen to the top surface of the stone. Now, once the stone is oiled, what I can do is I'm going to set it here on my bench so that I have a nice sturdy surface. And here's my barrette file, and you can see there are no teeth on the top or the edge, but there may be one little buck tooth that's sticking out on the side. And you could tell this if you run your finger over the edge. But be careful, don't press too hard because you could cut yourself if there is a stray tooth. Now, to get rid of that stray tooth, all you need to do is place the file on top of the stone and just give it a pull. And do this a couple of times on either side, and that should get rid of any excess teeth that are happening to sit out. Now, you can just run your fingers over it, and I don't feel anything. If you're not sure, close your eyes, and that'll help you to isolate where there may be a defect in the side of the file. Now, another common thing that happens is you're going to be scribing a pattern onto your sheet metal, and your scribe gets stuck, or it just doesn't perform. Well, you might have used it so much that it's now dull. While you have the stone oiled up, take out your scriber and at a very low angle, just move the scriber back and forth and spin it between your fingers just so it goes all the way around. Now be careful because you've added a really sharp point to your scriber. Now, to protect this, you can either cover it with a rubber cap like I do, or you could find a piece of cork to stick it into. And then that way, when you stick your hand into your toolbox, you don't get stabbed. I hope you like this tip. If you do, check out our other videos on our playlist. You can find the entire playlist at onlinejewelryacademy.com or here on YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget, if you'd like to support the creation of future videos, you can also support us through fan funding, and we have a video on that too. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.